For the first time this year, a winter storm warning has been issued for the Thunder Bay area. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Ryan Bonazzo. After dodging the bullet for weeks, Thunder Bay is set for its first big snowfall of the winter season. Environment Canada has issued a winter storm warning for much of the Thunder Bay district, with up to 20 centimeters expected. City snowplow crews and other services are now shifting gears into full snowstorm readiness mode. Jaden Billick reports.
Each winter is different, so we take kind of each storm as they come and act accordingly. So we'll see what comes tonight, and we'll be out.
Get ready, Thunder Bay, as local streets are expected to look like this by Wednesday afternoon. The City Roads Division is gearing up for the first big snowfall this season, with plow operators, sanders, and equipment crews already on standby to keep major routes moving through the harshest conditions. Roads manager Ian Spoljarrett says with an ever-changing forecast, the only thing they can do is be prepared.
They're calling for 10 to 20 centimeters coming over tonight into tomorrow. So right now we just have staff going over equipment, going over beats, making sure everyone's ready, equipment's prepared, and then we'll see what comes tonight, and we'll be out in full force. So we prepare for the worst case scenario, and then we do have someone out, driving the roads during the storm who does make that call, and they're the ones that are going to dispatch the appropriate equipment when needed.
The Roads Division is also rolling out a wave of replacement equipment this winter, including new graders, upgraded sidewalk plows, sanders, and additional plow trucks to boost reliability as the snow starts to arrive. Spoljarrett also offers a few tips for city residents for the frigid and snowy months ahead.
I always like to put out a reminder to motorists or anyone out on the roads that, when you see our equipment out, to give them space to operate. Don't pass equipment on the roads. Just make sure you're aware and drive to the conditions. The first snowfall is always a challenge, so just make sure everyone's prepared.
A post on Facebook from School Transportation Services outlined areas at risk for bus cancellations with a pink zone map. And the consortium is encouraging parents to subscribe to its app for real-time updates throughout the winter months. Jaden Billick, TBT News.
Ontario Provincial Police have provided more details about a fatal collision yesterday afternoon on Highway 61 near Hannah Road. The crash between a motorcycle and a passenger vehicle happened just before 4 o'clock. The driver of the motorcycle, a 58-year-old man from Oliver Papoonge, was pronounced dead at the scene. The highway was completely closed between Hawkoil Road and the Highway 130 turnoff while police investigated. It reopened around 10 o'clock last night. There's no word yet on whether any charges will be laid. Thunder Bay City Council has approved the new capital budget for the next 2 years without any changes. It includes some major infrastructure work, but one proposed large-scale project has been scaled down as administration says the city simply can't afford a brand new police headquarters. Jessica Clement has the details.
Council unanimously approved the city's multi-year capital budget Monday night. For the first time, staff laid out projected spending for a 2-year span, with just under $160 million in capital projects next year and just over $148 million the year after.
In accordance with Council's direction, the budget adheres to the 80-20 rule with the focus on infrastructure renewal.
Part of the plan, $715,000 in 2026 and $2.2 million in 2027, includes renovations for the existing Balmoral Police Station, which would see roof design, site fencing design, and construction in 2026, followed by roof construction in 2027. The city was previously looking at spending $80 to $100 million for a new building. Instead, city staff are now working with the police service to develop an expansion. City manager John Collins says that could still cost around $50 million.
And therefore, what you see within this capital budget are projects to ensure that their current space continues to be usable until we have managed to put in place and put before council for their approval a capital budget of capital project of some $50 million plus.
At-large councillor Mark Bentz was happy to hear the city has chosen to look at renovating and expanding as opposed to a whole new building.
We want to reduce, reuse, and recycle, and to throw away a building of that magnitude. Not throw away, but just have to sell it, reuse it, fill it with city employees. I don't know. I'm very pleased to hear there's a new train of thought there. And thank you for that.
A good chunk of the 2026 budget, $34 million, will go towards roadway improvements. That includes a $2.5 million network expansion to Inova Park, $9.6 million for the creation of a new major development around Central Avenue, and various road reconstruction projects. Current River Councillor Andrew Folds brought up the conditions of park roads, specifically Chippewa, Lion Boulevard, and the road leading to the Bluffs. He questioned why some of them are covered under the Parks and Recreation budget, which is $7.9 million for 2026.
Roads are expensive, and the parks budget is pretty lean.
The Chippewa Road is municipally owned, and the Friends of Chippewa recently renewed calls for the city to find money to resurface it. However, the topic didn't get any traction at Monday's meeting. City staff said Lion Boulevard, the Bluffs, and the Centennial Park parking lot have been on their radar for a number of years.
Well, I am going to put you on the spot. Are we looking at 10 years, or are we looking at engineering, 2 or 3 years at some of these facilities?
What I really want to do is first step is do a parks planning for Boulevard Lake area. Time-wise, I'd say we're outside our current forecast, so maybe 3 years out to 5 years out.
The ratification vote for the capital budget is set for next Tuesday. Jessica Clement, TBT News.
2 men convicted of manslaughter in the beating death of a Martin Falls man at the Kingsway Motel nearly 3 years ago will receive their punishment next month. The victim was 21-year-old Ivan Ashney-Peneska. His body was found in a room at the motel on Christmas Eve of 2022. 3 suspects were arrested a few days later by city police. 23-year-old Drayden Bluecoat and 22-year-old Javen Spence pleaded guilty to manslaughter last year. A sentencing hearing was held yesterday, with the Crown asking for an 8-year prison sentence for the 2 men, minus time served. Spence's lawyer agreed with that submission, while Bluecoat's lawyer asked for a 6-year sentence. The judge will announce their punishment on December 15th. The third suspect, a 21-year-old woman, pleaded guilty to the lesser charge of accessory after the fact. The Ford government unveiled a justice bill at Queen's Park today that includes tougher penalties for dangerous and impaired drivers. CTV's Siobhan Morris brings us the details.
Every day is a nightmare.
The pain is still raw for Andrew Cristillo's younger brother, the father of 3 killed in a head-on crash this summer. The driver of the other vehicle was already on police radar for having hit the Premier's SUV back in January. A family's loss exposed a gap in the law.
The individual going over 200 kilometers an hour when he hit Ford was back behind the wheel within 30 days. Had that not been the case, maybe my brother would be here today.
A gap the government's trying to close, making good on a promise to the Cristillo family.
Including a 90-day license suspension and a 7-day vehicle impoundment when police have reasons to believe someone was driving dangerously.
Today, we're done gambling, and we're going to start seeing some real consequences.
The government's considering forcing impaired drivers who kill parents to pay child support, increasing fines for careless driving, and a lifetime ban for those convicted of dangerous driving causing death.
It's a bit rich coming from a government who just removed the ability of municipalities to have speed cameras in place, which all the evidence shows has been the most effective policy at reducing speeds on our streets and helping save lives.
That was CTV's Siobhan Morris reporting. Local Catholic teachers and principals have been collecting winter coats for Thunder Bay area families in need. The 19th annual Coats for Kids campaign is a partnership between the Ontario English Catholic Teachers Association, the Catholic Principals Council of Thunder Bay, and the Catholic School Board. Families that need free winter clothing can go to the Boys and Girls Club from now until Friday. There are coats available for all ages, including adult sizes. There are also mittens, toques, and boots.
It's important to Thunder Bay because we're all in this together. It's cold. There are a lot of things going on in the world that make the world kind of a scary place. But we see that there's a lot of love in the community. We're thrilled that a lot of people have put a lot of time and effort and love and energy into helping keep kids warm this winter.
It's important to stay warm, to be comfortable, and that we're all very understanding of people who come here, and there is no judgment. We just want people to make sure that they're comfortable, clothed, warm, and that their kids can enjoy the winter outside.
And the collection campaign continues this week. Anyone who wants to help out can drop off clean, washed winter coats and other items to the Boys and Girls Club, which, by the way, is now known as BGC. The second annual Reed's Furniture Charity Christmas Tree Decorating Competition has officially kicked off. The fundraiser supports 8 local charities along with the RFDA. People can go to Reed's and vote for their favorite decorated Christmas tree by placing a non-perishable food item under their top choice. The 8 charities that decorated the trees were the Dewdrop Inn, Chartwell Wishes, the Humane Society, Deck Foundation, Shelter House, Pro Kids, Teamworks, and George Jeffries. The tree with the most votes will win $5,000 from Reed's. People can also place bids to purchase the decorated trees. Last year, the campaign brought in 1,400 kilograms of food and raised a lot of money for the 8 charities. Organizers are hoping for even more this year.
So we have 8 charities here that decorated Christmas trees. They're all very special and very meaningful. And we've asked the public to come in and vote for their favorite tree by placing a non-perishable food item under the tree of choice. The tree that actually has the most donations at the end wins a $5,000 donation from Reed's.
All of the non-perishable food items will be brought over to the RFDA to stock our shelves for the Christmas season. And we really hope to surpass our 1,400 kilograms that we received last year. And I just want to extend a big thank you to the Reed's Furniture for putting this event together. We're so excited to be a beneficiary.
The trees will be on display at Reed's until the voting ends on December 13th. Well, I know a lot of people like to see that layer of snow on the ground before they really get into the Christmas spirit. And Haley, as we turn to weather, that snow could arrive with a wallop over the next 24 hours or so.
Yeah, it's almost divine timing. I mean, today is the 25th, exactly 1 month until Christmas. So it's preparing us, that's for sure, but in a bit of an alarming way, as we are under winter storm warnings and snowfall warnings to areas to the west of Thunder Bay. Now, those areas include Atikokan and Uppsala, and what that looks like is around 10 to 15 centimeters of snow with less gusty winds than we'll be seeing here in Thunder Bay, because in Thunder Bay we're expecting around 10 to 20 centimeters, and winds from the north could gust up to 70 kilometers an hour predominantly tomorrow. Now, we aren't expected to see this storm hit until around midnight tonight, so there still is a little bit of time if you need to grab some supplies to prepare. Now, it isn't too drastic, except for areas further to the east. Now, one of those areas I really want to draw attention to is Wawa. If you or someone you know lives in Wawa, please hunker down, because it will be quite extreme in that area. They're expecting 30 to 60 centimeters of snowfall over the course of the next 2 days, but it could be as heavy as 2 to 4 centimeters per hour at times. So they will definitely be getting the brunt of it in Wawa. But as for Thunder Bay, we are expecting heavy and blowing snow at times, majority tomorrow and overnight tonight. As for what we're looking at right now, at the top of the day, majority of the system was south of the border. As the day progressed, we've seen it move up, but really what we're seeing is it growing and building over Lake Superior. So those northeast and eastern shore areas are really going to get the brunt of it, like I mentioned, but it hasn't quite reached Thunder Bay yet, so we are just waiting with bated breath. As for Thunder Bay for today, we did see a high of 2, and anything above the freezing mark is above normal for this time of year. We reached that around noon today. It was mostly cloudy for majority of the day, and winds have been fairly light. They have been increasing late this afternoon, but for the most part, not too bad. And even our low of -5 is still warmer than seasonal. Now, for the region as a whole today, we're seeing -6 as the trend in areas to the west and the northwest. Red Lake was cloudy for most of the day, wind chills making it feel twice as cold at times. Areas like Fort Frances, they've seen some light snow today. They're at -2 with a wind chill of -7 at this hour. Atikokan and Uppsala, they were fairly calm today, some light winds at times, but they are those areas that are starting to prepare for the snowfall coming in. And areas like Greenstone as well, overcast throughout the day. They've been getting progressively colder throughout the day, wind chills around -9 right now. And they are looking to see more like 15 to 25 centimeters of snow over the course of this system passing through. And that's very similar to the trend in Nipigon and Marathon. Now, both those areas are just below the freezing mark at this hour, so not too bad. A fairly calm day, but cloudy for the most part. So once again, they're just waiting for the system to come through. Wawa, our area of interest. Another thing that's throwing a wrench in the mix is they are above the freezing mark right now at 1 degree. They've already started to see some light drizzle, so that's just making the situation even messier. In Sault Ste. Marie, they're at 6, and they've been seeing consistent rain throughout the day today, although they don't have any warnings in their area. Now for Thunder Bay tonight, cloudy to be expected, -3, so not too cold, very mild once again, but the wind chill making it feel like -10 as winds from the north are expected to pick up around 30 to 50 kilometer wind gusts an hour at times. And we could see around 5 centimeters after midnight into the early morning hours. So yes, there is a lot to talk about weather-wise right now, Ryan. So I will be filling you in later on in the news hour as well, but it's going to be an interesting one.
Okay, sounds good. It had to arrive at some point, so I guess it might as well be now. All right, thanks a lot, Haley.